Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Hindustan Motors Contessa Classic. Okay, straight away we're going to open the engine bay, which means that I have to actually look below. I was so confident I'll be able to do it, but I'm not able to do it only somehow. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this had to be moved inside. Anyways, what a heavy hood. Like I can actually make my muscles. 1, 2, okay, shoulder done for the day. Anyways, this is the engine. You can see it's a diesel engine. It says HMDSL for diesel, and you have to actually put water here. Never open when hot. I think there's a siren inside, and the engine bay is actually quite big because obviously it's a muscle car. It has to have a big fat engine. There, let's close the hood, and as you can see, the design is really very classic. It says Hindustan Motors at the front. Obviously, you got quad lights, 2 on either side, normal halogen lights, good amount of ground clearance on offer, and you've got indicators there on the lower side. Car looks really very, like the name suggests, classic. All right, but it is under tired and it runs on 13-inch tires. The tire size happens to be a 175 80/13. Yeah, 80 profile is massive. That's something you don't even get in SUVs nowadays. That is the level of profile of the tires. That's the reason why the ride quality is really very nice, and you get these wheel caps as well. The mud flaps are not there on this vehicle. The length of the car is obnoxious. Okay, it's really very long. You can see it's a long car somehow. Wheelbase is also kind of long. That is the fuel filler cap. It clearly says diesel right there. You have to put a key inside. Coming to the rear, it says Contessa Classic, but it says 1.8 GLX. The 1.8 GLX was the petrol, not the diesel, but we have established that this is a diesel. So please don't tell me that this is a petrol because it's a diesel. But when I turn on the car, you guys will change your mind. Anyways, that is the exhaust of the vehicle, and you can see the ground clearance is really massive. We have chrome surrounds around the lights as well, and reflector, indicator, as well as reverse light. You know, I'm just going to go through the other side. So chrome door handles on this vehicle, and everything is so plain and boxy somehow. That's giving you the muscle car vibes. Meanwhile, there are no outside rear view mirrors on the car. Somehow it doesn't need it, because when you're driving a Contessa, everyone makes way for you. Actually, the mirrors have fallen out, so don't buy that bullshit what I was just saying. Anyways, let's get to the boot of the vehicle, and conveniently I've already put the key there because like I made a pop-out of myself with the hood. I didn't want to do it with the boot. So here, oh my god, there it holds itself. So boot is a decent size. The spare wheel is actually kept there in the boot, and it is the same size tire, 175 80/13. You can keep a lot of stuff here as well. Meanwhile, okay, you have to actually push it down. Yeah, push it down completely, turn it. How do you turn it? Really, this thing is not to come, but it has come. So how does it close actually? I'm so bad with all this. Can't remove the key, can't push it out. What am I doing? Okay, you can see the suspension is so soft on this vehicle. Now the thing is, I'm supposed to push the key in or out. I don't know, honestly. This is not working out. Now thankfully I have the key in my hand with some effort. Anyways, let's get into the rear of the vehicle. Long wheelbase, does it have enough space? First and foremost, I'm obviously going to open the window of the vehicle because that brings in a lot of light. There, good amount of light. And as you can see, the space inside is quite good. The seat is so freaking cushiony. Okay, let's open this and get more light inside. I know I have to do this because the camera doesn't pick up anything from inside properly. Anyways, as you can see, the seat is very cushiony, very comfortable. Recline angle is super awesome. No adjustable headrest at the rear, adjustable headrest at the front, and because it's a rear wheel drive, obviously there's a transmission tunnel here as well. Actually feel super duper comfortable inside this car. Headroom is also decent. Under thigh support isn't bad. Knee room is about average. Leg room could have been better, but overall, yes, for a car from the 1970s, this is absolute epic. In different proportions altogether. I believe there's a center armrest. Oh my god, there's a center armrest. Yeah, there's a center armrest as well. Quite comfortable. You get manual windows, of course. They came with power windows and power steering as well in the later models. There's an ashtray because smoking was cool back in the 80s. And as you can see, the dashboard actually looks quite nice. I'm yet to see an old car with such a great dashboard condition. It's absolutely stupendous the way the dashboard has been maintained on this car. Seriously, like really deserves an applause. Well, kudos to the owner of the vehicle for actually maintaining the car so well. But we have to go to the front seat, and unfortunately the door is not opening from the outside somehow. And how do I open it from the inside? That also doesn't really work for me, but anyways, we'll try that as well. So doors shut with a proper thud. Yeah, actually door opens. One of the doors has an issue. It is not opening from the, actually that's the driver's side. So why am I sitting on the front seat? I want to show you. It has the original, you know, monogram of the person who actually distributed the car. So it says Shri Krishna Motor and Engineering Works, SNS, Ambassador, Nova and Contessa Classic cars, Trekkers, Simpson diesel engines, Bajaj scooter, Birla, Yamaha portable generator sets and whatnot. This is actually the original. Anyways, let's open the glove box. Oh my god, this is not a glove box. There's a house in there. This is so big. It's massive. That's what she said. You can see the glove box is really super duper big. Very practical in that sense. And let's go to the other side. Meanwhile, you can see it doesn't get an auto dimming inside rear mirror because the mirror only doesn't dim. Meanwhile, there's no mirror here, there's no mirror there. Actually, you know, the light placement, where is the light? There are no light placements. There's actually a light placement here, and I think the button is somewhere here to actually operate it. So the whole dashboard is kind of busy somehow, but we'll get to that. Door pockets are really very slim. Straight away, let's get to the driver's seat. And let me tell you straight away that many cars nowadays, okay, this doesn't open like that, so you have to open it from the inside or what. Here, where is the handle? Yeah, this was the door actually, which wasn't working that way. But you get this handle, you get a lot of exposed wiring. Front seat's also very comfortable, and you see there is just so many wires around here. So I think some of them are for aftermarket as well. That is the accelerator pedal. I think that is probably for a choke or a light or probably something else. This is for another light, and this is for probably a high beam or an aftermarket light which is not installed right now. Whatever, there's a CD player which comes here. Yeah, so the aftermarket audio system definitely has CD. Now the thing is, I'll tell you what, if you put the key inside the vehicle, okay, which is the key, there are 3-4 keys. Let me figure this out. It says HM, it says I believe this has to be the key of the car. So here we go. Yeah, so you know what, if you want to remove the key, it will not come out. You have to press this button. Once you press this button, then only you can remove the key. Yeah, that is a safety mechanism so that not everybody can remove the key of the vehicle. Straight away, let's get inside. But before that, we have to do the mandatory window opening bit. They actually came up with power window, power steering, all those things later on in the life cycle of the Contessa. And as you can see, the dashboard is flat, but there's so much material used somehow. There's storage space below here, and there's storage space here as well. But somehow it's not supposed to be a storage space. This is the handbrake of the vehicle. The seatbelt opening mechanism is placed here on the side. It's a little different. It gets proper horns as well on both the sides. Steering is big. This is for the indicator, and when you turn on the indicator, it actually makes noise as well. Now this is a switch which needs to be turned on when you want to turn on the air conditioning. Air conditioning lock mechanism is here. Can you believe all this is amazing, right? Just next level stuff. The instrument cluster is super busy, so you have got telltale lights here for the indicators and the lights, and on the right side as well for the battery, low fuel warning, and water and diesel as well. Meanwhile, you got a large speedometer with an odometer inside, and over here you have the fuel meter along with the temperature meter. There is no tachometer, it doesn't need one. AC vents are placed here. The dashboard of the car is really super nice. I really love it. Meanwhile, this is obviously the control for the indicators which are not working. This is the control for the wipers which are working at a very slow pace that I will not risk using them. Now to turn on the vehicle, there's a process, okay? First sound comes and completely goes, then you turn it off. Second sound comes and completely goes. Then when the third sound comes and completely goes, that is the time to turn on the vehicle, and there it comes to life. You can hear the diesel noise. It is loud, it's really very loud, and yes, it's a diesel at the end of the day. If I rev it, yeah, it is a very loud car because the diesel motor makes a lot of noise. But you have storage space here. You can keep stuff on the top as well. But I love the dashboard design. I mean, new cars should have this. This will be super cool. Someone needs to make a muscle car. Let's get driving right away. All right, we are on, handbrake down, and off we go. All right, windows open, little bit of wind noise. Please deal with it, guys, because otherwise, because of the tinted glasses, all we see is absolutely nothing on the outside. So as you can see, the speedometer is dangling all over the place. This is the Contessa diesel. Now I'm not sure whether it is the regular diesel, which is a naturally aspirated diesel without any turbo, or the turbo diesel, because they also came with a turbo diesel which was extremely rare. Meanwhile, as you can see, forget the engine for a moment, just enjoy the feel of driving this car. The dashboard has a lot of material here, and the dashboard has been kept in immaculate condition as well. The hood is 15 kilometers long, which gives you the feel. Brakes are non-existent. I wish sometimes I'm Flintstone, you know, I can just stop the car with my feet, but that is just not. Okay, we are going again. There's some issue. So here we are, revving the motor, and off we go. Speedometer is so optimistic, it keeps dangling all the time, and before you know it, we've already hit the red line. There's no tachometer on offer, but still, just saying. Anyways, steering is massive. All these old cars had really massive steering wheels. I don't know for what reason. but you know, there's no feel and feedback as such. However, it doesn't need it because it's just about the feel of enjoying this muscle car from Hindustan Motors. So let's dive a bit into the history of the car. It was launched in 1984, which by the way I think is a very brave move, because in 1984 Maruti Suzuki entered the Indian market, or rather Suzuki entered the Indian market in partnership with Maruti, which was a government enterprise. And at that time, launching a car which was rear wheel drive, so massive, the length is like really crazy of this car, and also fuel guzzler, did not make any sense whatsoever. Come on, pick up. You're in second gear. Yeah, acceleration is a bit too meek. However, remember one thing, before you start complaining about the poor acceleration, it actually returns 15 kilometers per liter. But let's dive deep again into the history of the Contessa. 1984, when it was launched, okay, what basically Hindustan Motors did was take the tooling of the Vauxhall Victor, and they launched it in India. Now, it was powered by 1.5 liter petrol engine initially, and everyone complained that it did not have adequate grunt. So Hindustan Motors then sourced a 1.8 liter Isuzu petrol engine. So the earlier 1.5 liter engine had only 50 horsepower. It used to struggle to go to 120 kilometers per hour. Then came the 1.8 liter engine from Isuzu, which increased the top speed from 120 to 160 kilometers per hour. But then, because it used to guzzle a lot of fuel, Hindustan Motors decided to actually launch, yeah, you heard that right, let me get into fourth, yeah, to launch a diesel version of the Contessa. As you can hear the sound of the car, there's absolutely no concept of NVH here. It sounds like a freaking tractor. It is so loud that trust me, right now I'm in Hyderabad. If I was in Bombay, I could hear it. That is the level of sound from this motor. 4-speed gearbox. Get onto the throttle, downshift, nothing really happens because it just makes more noise. Progress is a little too dim. Then they came up with the diesel, 2 liter diesel. Then they came up with the 2 liter turbo diesel as well. Braking performance is kind of poor. You have leaf spring. This is a rear wheel drive car, and leaf spring gives it a very poor ride somehow, because ride quality isn't that great either. However, you know, at least on good roads, it doesn't trouble you enough. Meanwhile, as I get into the throttle, I realize that you really have to plan your shifts. In the city, because the diesel, yes, there's good amount of torque on offer to actually get going fast, but out on the highway, it does struggle. But I'm quite surprised with the clutch. It's not very heavy, and I'm super surprised by the gearbox because it's very slick shifting. Somehow, getting the right gear is no issue at all. I mean, there's a feel in the gear shifts as well. That is the level of performance on offer. Now, the front doesn't offer you much feel and feedback because it is very front heavy due to the diesel engine. It's a rear wheel drive car, but if it was the petrol, then definitely we would have had some rear wheel antics, but not in this vehicle because the diesel just lacks grunt somehow. So now they also launched a fuel injected version of the petrol around the 2000s. You know why? Because that time BS2 emission norms came in play and FI became kind of compulsory for cars, and that was actually priced at a slight premium as well. But in 2002, Hindustan Motors called it a day for the Contessa. It did not sell as expected. It was a luxury car back in the days, and a lot of politicians, industrialists really love this vehicle. Meanwhile, we've got horns. Yeah, they actually work. Now I'm going to downshift here. We are into third, and there you see it's reached 60 kilometers per hour into fourth gear. I love the gear shifts. The gear shifts are so crisp that, dare I say it, I have not driven a car with such crisp gear shifts, super crisp gear shifts. Okay, the speedometer is dangling between 60 to 80. I don't know if I'm at 60, 80 or 70, but I'm going to make a guess and just average it out and say I was driving at 70 kilometers per hour where I topped it. I think this car will manage to reach 100 kilometers per hour, which is actually kind of an achievement considering that, you know, it is a very heavy car. It weighs more than 1200 kgs. Yes, that is a lot of weight, and especially considering the whole fact that it's very old in terms of the tooling and whatnot. Hindustan Motors actually pulled it for a longer time. So this was kind of the upgrade to the Ambassador within the family. You can call it probably the Ciaz of Hindustan Motors. Meanwhile, the Ambassador was the Maruti Desire. Actually, it sold like the Desire back in the days. Not 20,000 units a month, but still good enough, I would say. High-speed stability is super duper awesome. In fact, a Ferrari cannot match this car in terms of high-speed stability because this car doesn't reach high speeds for you to worry about. But that said, you know, it's not about speed. It is just about the looks, the feel of driving this car, that long hood, and the overall perception of driving something super duper special is what makes the Contessa something which is buried deep into our hearts and will never ever go. Here, I just love to shift. Here we are into second. A little bit enthusiasm around the corners. Yes, there is body roll, but you know, everything is so much more predictable, and because everything is down in terms of pace by 5x at least, you have a lot of time to contemplate that should you actually turn the steering harder, faster. You see, I can actually maneuver the steering the way I like without having to worry because there's just so much play in the steering somehow. Okay, bus, let me stop because I don't have brakes. Okay, I did manage to stop. Here we are into first gear. No need to rev. Diesel will pick it up. and off we go. So as you can see, this Contessa is a brilliant car in terms of feel and definitely attracts a lot of eyeballs, but somehow no one's looking at me, which is kind of sad. Anyways, let's just stop. Let's see how it brakes. Yeah, I don't know whether to rely on the speedometer because it's not decreasing the pace when I'm braking. It's actually increasing it here. Yeah, there we've come to a halt. All right, again, we're all set to go. Here we are, revving the motor. It doesn't really rev as such, but off we go. I love how the speedometer works like a tachometer, although we do not have a tachometer, but still, I firmly believe, Hindustan Motors should have made both the cars retro, both the Ambassador and the Contessa. They have so much potential. I mean, the fan following for the Contessa is just unparalleled. Youngsters on the channel come and tell me, you know what, review the Contessa, review the Contessa. They've been behind my life because this is such an iconic car somehow. And, even youngsters understand the importance of it. You're burning the throttle, increasing pace. It does pick up nicely, but gets super duper duper boomy somehow. And here we are. ये वाला लेफ्ट लेना है, हाँ आगे वाला ना, बिकॉज वो लेफ्ट तक तो मैं ब्रेक ही नहीं कर पाता. So anyways, I was telling you about, okay, we are taking a left right now. Indicators are not really working. Oh, brakes could have done with more feedback. It's like you're standing on a stone somehow, and yet it just doesn't respond. Okay, we have to get into, we're in second gear somehow. Yeah, it's moving. So the brakes are so hard, it's like standing on a stone on the brakes. But that's not a problem as such because you don't reach those speeds that you have to worry about that. I'm telling you, the gearbox is so freaking awesome. Whoever made that gearbox deserves an award because it's so slick shifting. The gates are so well defined. I will honestly take the gearbox along with me. That's how good it is. I mean, it's just amazing the way they have done the gearbox on this vehicle. So again, we are coming around a corner and I am getting onto the throttle, worrying that will this have rear wheel drive antics? No, it will not. Yes, because there's not enough power as such. But the whole feel of driving a Contessa is just enjoying the environment, enjoying the sound from the diesel motor. It's actually music to my ears. Am I talking rubbish? But yes, it does sound nice to me somehow. Yeah, do not expect it to, wheel spin. It will not. Yeah, right? Right, na? U-turn, na? And taking a U-turn is some bit of an effort because obviously it doesn't get power steering. But forget all that for a minute, get hard into the gas, and then you have a lot of time to think about what you were trying to forget earlier on. That's it, guys. This is my vlog on the Hindustan Ambassador. This is a diesel, a car you can pick up and make a lot of modifications to actually have a budget muscle car without having to pay the Americans a lot of money for apparently a value for money budget muscle car, which is there in the US, not in the Indian market though. So I'm talking about the value for money bit. Anyways, let's do some cornering, rear wheel drive. I'm so scared traction control is off, but no, there is no such problem here. We're going to take another U-turn, which means stomping on the brakes. Come on, stop. Hyundai accent, why are you coming in between? Anyways, yeah, it does stop as long as you plan everything. Emergency braking is not its forte. It never has to be because in those times, back in the day, oh God, what is happening? I mean, I'm taking 3 times the effort to actually take a U-turn and accent is not doing it. ऊपर जाना है, इधर U-turn ही मारते हैं. ये इधर भी कर सकते हैं, अच्छा road. Now comes my real test. Okay, first and foremost, yes, turning radius is massive. Now we are into reverse, and as shocking as it can be, the reverse gear actually enabled in a flash. Yeah, reverse parking sensor beeping. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, there was a scooter or motorcycle behind, but we are done. You have to be careful. Why? Because oh my God, I have gone to the gym right now because the hood is like 3 kilometers long, so you have to just be worried about that. Beyond a point, the engine gives up, so there's no point getting onto the throttle. However, there's a nice set of corners ahead, which means that we have a chance to pull the handbrake, and no, we do not have a chance to do that. The owner of the car is sitting behind wondering what the hell am I doing, but I should tell him that the car is in safe hands, and thank you so much for the opportunity of trusting me with this vehicle. So guys, this is the vlog. I've already said all that and more before. We're going to take a U-turn, we're going to end. Meanwhile, you guys have to leave your comments. What do you think of this vehicle? Should someone just buy the rights of it? Because I believe right now PSA is coming to India with Hindustan Motors and they've given them the rights of the Ambassador brand name. Maybe they should do the Contessa as well. That would be epic, won't it be? Anyways, it's time to end. Bye bye, take care, see ya.